What's up, Gemini? This is going to be your bi-weekly love check-in. This is for my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, and for the cross watchers. If you guys enjoyed this video, give me a like, share, subscribe if you want to. And if you're new to my channel, guys, on this channel I combine manifesting, universal law of assumption and consciousness with the tarot and channeling to look into your situation with a specific person or the person on your mind, and actually help you to like refocus and like tweak things should you wish to. So if that is something that you would like, then stick with me. I've also put together a whole course on manifesting 101. I mean, we're doing it anyway. What is manifesting, but how to be a conscious and deliberate manifestor, get you into your God power, know your power, have the most pristine self-concept, and actually manifest a specific person, how that would apply in that case. So you can check out my course, Shifted. The link is in the bio. And now we're going to do Gemini, the person on your mind. How do they feel about you? How do you feel about them, and a projected potential? I say projected potential because all potentials exist. Universal law of assumption, creation is finished. These readings are just check-in points into one version of you and your specific person that you, Gemini, have selected or manifested out of the infinite that are available right now in this very given moment, okay? Everyone is you pushed out. You can have any version of anyone that you would like, or anyone that you would like. So if you would like to manifest this differently, circumstances, conditions don't matter. Just requires a shift in your state of consciousness, the version of Gemini that you're being, in a reselection through your dominant thoughts and assumptions and your focus, like projected, okay? So how do they feel, Gemini? Justice card could be something to do with legal matters or contracts playing into this. Let me have a look. But the Fool, yeah, I was getting, because Gemini, this is specific, right? But it could be someone that you're dealing with at a distance. So that could be, the Fool would be about taking a leap. That would be about travel. And it could involve like immigration, legal matters, something like that. Let's have a look. The Moon card's in the reverse. The Four of Wands is in the upright. The Fool card had to come out. The Moon card in the reverse, so first of all, this would be about taking some kind of a leap, maybe facing a fear, because the Moon card can be a bit that way. And the Four of Wands is issues to do with house and home. Now, if it's not about like immigration and legal matters for like a relocation, then I would say that this is about facing that fear and doing what's just and right in terms of like taking the leap and the connection. Now, a portion of you, legal matters can also be marriage, divorce, etc. So this would be about like, okay, really going for it. And it could feel like it's a risk to really, you know, go for it and settle down, because like it would involve, I mean, the Moon card can be about, you know, one, it's fear, but this is like fears coming to the surface, facing those fears and going for it. Or two, for a small portion of you, this could be an issue to do with like a risk in settling down, either a risk in leaving something else because of like, there might be a divorce going through or something like that. And maybe you're feeling like love is a risk, or marriage is a risk, or relationship is a risk, I don't know. Or otherwise, yeah, just like maybe a little bit of a fear of going for it, but facing that fear. It's also like things have maybe not been very clear. So that's like things coming to the surface, okay, that are being addressed. So there seems to be wanting to take some kind of a leap, Gemini. The World card's in the reverse. So again, about travel maybe potentially. So it could be that this has been going a bit round and round, like it's not clear how to make this work, or it hasn't been. But it's seeming to me like there's a wanting to really, you know, go for it and get clear on it. The World card for a small portion of you has been like unfinished business outside of the connection, okay? Like closing out another situation, or unfinished business when it comes to legalities or immigration for some of you, okay? Here we go, Page of Pentacles, Two of Wands, exactly. So there's an offer coming through and wanting to take a leap with some kind of a plan where there's been like a bit of a Two of Wands, so which direction forward? And so that looks pretty good to me, Gemini. I mean, let's look at this Fool card and see. Yeah, back and forth, back and forth. So also, you know, issues maybe to do with prioritizing the connection, house and home and commitment. For some of you, that is work-life balance. There could be travel for work. There could be issues to do with relocating for work. Financial matters. Financial matters when it comes to actually house and home and settling down could be a thing, okay? But this is a plan. And also Two of Pentacles could have been back and forth just to like do with, as I said, some fears, like, are we going to go for it? And a bit back and forth about that, like on an emotional level, because this can be psychological stuff, the moon, you know what I mean? Because yeah, the Page of Cups is in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse. So sometimes there could be some doubts of whether or not the long-term goal is achievable, the Knight of Pentacles, and trusting a little bit in the love. Okay, so that's the fear. That can be like the inner child as well. Okay, I hate to Freud too much, guys, because they are a version. But if we go and we say this person has all these fears, they have all these issues, they have this and that, that's not how we do it on this channel, because it's an assumption. So sneaky assumptions like that are what gets a version manifested. So they're still, it's like you're selecting that and reselecting. But they might have, you know, some issues with fear. Emotional fear, okay? Like it feels risky to go for it. But otherwise, no, I mean, Page of Cups in the reverse, it could just be that sometimes because it's been back and forth, there can be a little bit of this, okay? Like, is it safe? Is it safe to go for it? Or that the offer for the marriage or the commitment hasn't really come through either yet. But there is actually a tangible offer here, Page of Pentacles, and a plan. So let's have a look. Yeah, the Seven of Swords, it's just trust issues. I don't even think this is like actual sneaky behavior. I think it's like, maybe it can come across, because this can be like a feeling of avoiding an issue or making a plan, okay? But then I feel like something's coming to the surface that's no longer being avoided. So the round and round could be a little bit like, okay, so sometimes it looks like this just stops moving in the right direction, or this is like, okay, well, what is the long-term plan? Knight of Pentacles is solid. And then there's been back and forth on that. So, and then trust issues because things need to be worked out. Let me see. So if you want to cut that short and like if you feel, Gemini, that this person closes off in some kind of a way, all you need to do is like, no, they're so open, we have the best communication ever. I'm a version of Gemini, I've got the relationship. If you feel that like there's all these conditions, like, well, what about like working out logistics and stuff, then you just go to your end in the now and all the pieces will move around for you. You can check out the last video I did on why your logic is fucking you when it comes to manifesting. It's all available to you really quickly if you allow it. Yeah, there's the Hermit card in the reverse. It could go probably a little bit back and forth and withdrawal energy, okay? Because of some fear in taking the leap. You know, but this person wants to come out of that kind of withdrawal in this momentary check-in. So there is this taking that leap, moving towards you with some kind of a plan. Let's see. I mean, they could feel like you withdraw, Gemini. It might be a bit like that, like a bit of back and forth. Like you could interpret them as looking closed off and then they, you know, close off. I don't know. I mean, you know what I mean? Tower. Big changes, okay? The Tower card. So first of all, the Tower card could be like a plan that's quite like surprising coming through, like change, okay? And the Tower card also is, like I said, the moon in the reverse coming to the surface is like, okay, what's not working must go, as in it's time to take a leap and to trust in the situation. Yeah, because there's been issues here. King of Pentacles is in the reverse. So that is all to do with actually like stability, loyalty, commitment. So I don't think this person is disloyal, Gemini. I think this is also just about the next level and maybe having lacked confidence to move ahead and actually go for it, and also financial matters. Now, some of you, yes, it could be that someone is tying up something legally or with a, like, it's not, I'm not getting romantic, guys, but it could be that someone's separated from someone or is in the process and hasn't felt kind of ready to go for it. Even that I'm not ready thing, guys, though, is like a projection in a moment. So if you want the ready, all you need to do is like, no, we have a like we're together or we're getting married or whatever it is you want, okay? Otherwise it just perpetuates and you're like, well, they're not ready yet. But even in this reading, guys, it's like, yeah, they're coming towards you. There's a big like change or maybe there's a restructure going on for this person where they're like, okay, I need to go for it and make a plan to move ahead. I mean, let's look at you, Gemini, because that's more important. We've got the Scorpio energy. We've got Aquarius energy. All right, how do you feel? Queen of Wands. So look, you could feel like there's chemistry and attraction, or that they are attracted to you. Okay, Ace of Cups, love, you love them. And then there's the Devil. What's that? That's fear. Fear maybe that they're not going to commit to you, or fear that they don't want to, or fear that it's just attraction and chemistry, they're not taking you seriously. I mean, there's trust issues here, but I wasn't picking up like playing around energy. I mean, Eight of Swords, fear, trapped in the mind. I mean, for some of you also, it just could be fear because of circumstances. Like I said, like you might feel like there's all these hoops that need to be jumped through. You know, career, distance, certain, you know, round and round cycles that are going on. Let me have a look. What do you feel, Gemini? Yeah, King of Wands. I saw the Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Attraction and chemistry, desire, Four of Pentacles. So insecurity a little bit, like you're holding on to one another. Sometimes you might interpret like this person's holding back on you, holding on but not giving you everything. And that, I already kind of like rationalized why that in this one version they might have appeared that way. Okay. You might be, that might trigger your insecurity, like I don't get everything or whatever. So you just need to change the story about you and them. They give me everything. I am everything. That's it. For some of you, maybe insecurities about finances playing into it as well. Like this is Four of Pentacles, is financial stability. I mean, this is entrepreneurial energy, so work and career could be a massive factor. And Hermit card, so it goes like maybe a bit hot and then withdrawal. They want to come out of withdrawal. I mean, like I said, Gemini, it could ping pong a little bit that way, you know, Hermit card. So also I would like to argue on a spiritual level, because this is a spiritual card, it is highlighting with the Lantern, the Four of Pentacles, what are your insecurities? If this person is looking sometimes like, okay, well, we can make all the excuses. They're looking like they're not taking the leap or taking the lead, and because they're not ready, or because they're not the type to do this, or, you know, they have to work through fears, and it's all kind of crap, guys. Like it's all a projection. So you need to look at what are you insecure about. So you have a fear maybe that of going for it. Okay, because we've got a Queen of Cups. This is sort of like you have a little bit of this fear, like that you're giving out love and it's not returned. This reading doesn't have to be for everyone, guys, so don't take it if it's not yours. I'm not trying to create assumptions or plant ideas in your head either, okay? It's just a reading of an energy. The Queen of Cups in the reverse is an energy. Usually it's like that slightly codependent queen that feels like she's giving outside of herself and isn't getting the validation. So that's the insecurity. Now, that's easily changeable because this is like trust issues, right? In the love. So you mutually could be a little bit like that, but it only takes you to just say, no, of course they love me. And I am that version. I'm lovable, I'm this, I'm that. I take you through it in the course. Self-concept, and you get to decide who you are, and you also get to decide, okay, because I'm that, that must be reflected back to me. Ace of Swords, it's like because things, it's like what's the plan, and feeling insecure about that. Let's see about this Four of Pentacles, what you are so insecure about. Yeah, the Nine of Cups. It's like you feel that this is a wish fulfillment, but then you feel like this person's holding back, or maybe you both hold back a little bit on one another and there's trouble with like communication. And then there's the Hierophant card. So Gemini, for those of you where the wish fulfillment is to have like the full-blown traditional marriage, blah, 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 etc., you might feel like this person has held back and hasn't taken the lead and hasn't been clear about that. So, I mean, that can shift in a moment. Looks like they seem to want to, there's Four of Wands, house and home, take that risk, come in with an offer. So just stay persistent that this is what's happening. You will see how fast you get the result. For some of you, you know, like Nine of Cups, you feel like this has been pleasure and fun. And you might have a thing where you're not clear, where you question whether or not this person feels the same way and wants the same things. The version that wants the same things as you exists, or you wouldn't even think it, guys. It's all from your imagination. So every possible version of you and them exists in the now on a parallel timeline. So to have that experience, you just need to bring it into your awareness through focus and assumption and selecting your identity, selecting the version of them that you want. Yeah, because there's a Two of Cups here, and then there's that Two of Pentacles, back and forth, back and forth. about where is this going? Are we committing? Are we not committing? Due to, like I said, prioritizing the connection, financial matters potentially, maybe career, maybe fear. Two of Cups, sometimes you question, is the love returned? Because that's soul connection, but it's a challenge to self-love, okay? Insecurities, is the love returned? Chemistry, no doubt, but lack of clarity, feeling like you hold back on one another. Very fixable, guys. So look, they're not going anywhere. It's just a bit round and round. There's a leap towards you to give an offer, and there's a Two of Wands, crossroads energy. You might be quite surprised. Something big is probably happening and transforming for this person. And also Tower energy is like maybe needing to be more open and take the risk and actually like discuss the future and the plan, because how it's been going with the round and round, obviously something needs to shift. Now you can cut it all short and make a decision in the now and stick to the new story, guys, and just throw out what you don't like and throw it in the bin. If you say this is my wish fulfillment, oh no, we're going to get married. We're getting married this year. Or we live together, or they love me. No need to be insecure. They're obsessed with me. They adore me. I am their number one priority. They always take the lead if you feel like this person holds back too much, or they're so open, or have the best communication, whatever it is, guys. Okay, I mean, I hope that helped, Gemini. Let's see what this person's feeling now. Yeah, love. Okay, there you go. Love. Then I have blowing kisses, and then love again, guys. Lots of love here. So there's a bit of this in this check-in, just a little bit of this doubting the love. Queen of Cups in the reverse. And they've got Page of Cups in the reverse. You kind of sometimes doubt each other's emotions. So with a little tweak, and of course they love me. Why wouldn't they love me? I'm always loved. First of all, you are the God in your reality. You are whatever you say you are. And of course, you're perfection and you're love and you're all that, unless you believe you're not, which is ridiculous. And they must reflect, but they do. You're just not trusting in it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it says struck by love. It also says surprise invitation, guys. So I said it might be, there's something surprising maybe in this check-in, like a surprise offer, a plan. What else? Okay, with the lacking confidence, fear, frustration. So there has been fear and frustrations and a fear of taking the leap for love. But let's not focus on even the recent perceived past, because it's much stronger even in this check, in this aspect of like the love. So just focus on the love. If you don't want to go round and round and you want the most consistent result that doesn't, because look at this, guys, right after wedding rings, union and marriage, soul connection, everlasting love, devotion. Okay, so just stick to that. This not enough and lacking confidence and self-sabotage. Okay, that's a mirror to you and a selection. You want the one that doesn't self-sabotage, that isn't fearful, which by the way, it looks like either way has shifted, but you know, you don't want to go round and round. That's a mirror to you and an assumption, and probably an aspect of you having a bit of fear. So make a decision, Gemini. I'm this, it's like this. This is how they are, right? Okay, because we do have mirroring each other. Okay, inner wounds. No, you're not the wounded version, and no, they're not the wounded version, okay? It's perfect now. And then we have engagement ring, guys. Higher commitment, eternity, partnership, and union. Okay, that's sort of really on point with what I said. All right? And if you're in the camp where there's been unfinished business, like legalities, contracts, marriage, divorce, like X stuff, okay, which most of you know, but I was just getting a little bit of that for some of you. There's some kind of a big like, no, I've got the plan and I'm going for it and I want to go for it. So just stick to that. That's it. All right, Gemini, I mean, I hope that helped you guys. You can let me know in the comments, and I love you so much, and I'll check in 2 weeks' time.